everyone. As everybody knows, my name is Diego Angulo. My topic is declining or terminating representation, comparison by American and Colombian legal system. First of all, we have to do an introduction with the principal topics, and then we focus on North Carolina rules and Colombian rules. Then we continue to similarities, difference, and finally we do a conclusion. As everybody knows, American legal system is a federal system and has 50 states. 50 states that has its own state bar system. For that reason, we focus in North Carolina 1.16 rules and judicial disciplinary lawyer codes for Colombia. In this situation, we talk about the principal aspects that are determining in this structure.
Go the other way. Are you trying to go forward? Try the other button. Like this. Yep.
The principal aspects that are determined in that purpose. And we focus in the Colombian disciplinary lawyer rules. First, we find similarities. What are these similarities? These similarities are found in mandatory withdrawal. We have 4 cases. When a lawyer decides to terminate or decline the representation of a client, it is essential to officiate and request permission from the court, principally in cases where the lawyer is appointed for court, for example, with a public attorney. In another case, violation of law or the rules of professional conduct for edit, a lawyer don't have physical or mental condition for giving counseling. It's typical that is mandatory withdrawal, and the lawyer is discharged because the client is free to dismiss the lawyer. We focus also in similarities, the optional withdrawal. For example, persistence of the client in a cause that lawyer consider as criminal or fraudulent is one case. Disagreement in action that's considered repugnant, imprudent, or contrary to the advice or judgment of the lawyer. It's different because in the first case, we are talking about the illegal conduct. And in second case, we are talking about the situation that happened because it's disagreement because the behavior or the perception of social thinking between the lawyer and client. And fulfill contractual obligation of the client with prior warning of the lawyer. In these cases, we have an agreement. In this agreement established is client don't pay the money in its time of the lawyer can resign. And other good cause for withdrawal exist. It's similar as in Colombia, in North Carolina, if the opening door for these cases, other good cause for withdrawal exist. But it is important to establish the difference. That's the point, guys. The client protection and due transition. In these cases, in North Carolina, a lawyer giving reasonable time, a client saying, what happened? I am a lawyer in Colombia, I'm going to do an LLM at youth. My client is Nicolas Sarmiento. And Nicolas told me, attorney, what happened with my case? It's not my business. I'm going to do for use to do an LLM. It's really different. In the United States, in principle, in North Carolina, giving reasonable notice to the client. And also allowing times for employment on other concepts, because I'm going to North Carolina next week, we have time to lose another lawyer. We have time to do another strategy. In Colombia, it is not possible because the protection of the client is the same of the North Carolina rules. And finally, I have 3 conclusions. Mandatory withdrawal and optional withdrawals are the similarities in both countries. The second conclusion, unlike the United States, clients in Colombia don't have the guarantees on protection and due transition. And third conclusion is really important for my country. Colombian law requires reform that more effectively protects the rights of clients because it is important respect to the client and to have an adequate relation with all the clients. Thank you very much.